Your exit interview. Perry, you wrote a book, but Perry did something unusual for our little group. Is you wrote a real book. Like this isn't a book like me or Doyle write. This is like a proper actual book. This isn't just stories about one time I ate a whole pizza in my hotel. Chapter 2. This is a real book. So come on, folks. This is fantastic. And what's amazing is Perry, in many ways, is the man behind the curtain for a lot of the art you love. Even if people don't know Perry's name, they know his work. As we said, executive producer, writer from Public and Doyle, and the same for Cott, executive and producer and writer for Son of a Critch, songwriter with the incredible Maureen Ennis. But this is kind of your solo record.
It is, yes, which was absolutely frightening. I couldn't blame anyone else. It was like, if it goes south, it's like, oh no, if Critch goes south, it's like, it's Mark's fault. But,
yeah, you had to come out to the spotlight.
Yeah, and it was an interesting experience because, what we do is very collaborative with working with you and a writing team, which is amazing, or writing with Alan Hocko and doing all that stuff. We have a team of writers, and you can bounce ideas around, but with this experience, I had some great editors. I worked with Simon and Schuster. But you're kind of on your own a little bit, and for a long time. So, like for a year and a half to put the book together, you're kind of doing that on your own on a little island and hoping that it's good.
And this is great. It's going to be a bestseller. All reviews are great. You nailed it. Have you always wanted to write a novel? I didn't realize this about yourself. Have you always pictured yourself in a tweed jacket with elbow patches, a little pipe?
I blow bubbles with it.
Yeah.
I have in the past, but I started writing over COVID, so we had a little bit of time, and that was before I started working with you. Mm-hmm. So I was writing a book about the 80s while you were writing a TV show in your head about the 80s, and from your book. So I just felt that this story, which is very special to me because it deals a lot with the moratorium. 30 years later, here we are, and my hometown of Petty Harbour, even though it's a fictional island I talk about. So I always had it in my head, even I'm from the land of storytellers, Petty Harbour, Alan Doyle over here. We cut tongues out in, the wharf as small kids, and we were surrounded by the best storytellers in the world. So it sort of just naturally, like osmosis, sort of just seeps right into your soul, that's the quote for the book, seeps into your soul.
Yeah, osmosis seeps.
You should write this down.
Yeah, I will. And it's interesting, you do write about the cod moratorium, which is a time that, it changed not only our home and the people in it, the adults, but a whole kind of generation of people. Newfoundland had changed for the people. I know I was just graduating high school, and then the future had kind of changed for a lot of people my age at that time in '92. But tell us why did you want to focus on this dark time when the arse was out of her?
The arse was indeed out of her. Yeah. Well, the story, is a coming of age mystery, suspense sort of thriller. But I wanted to set the world up in that sort of atmosphere, create that around the world where there's all this, uncertainty about the future and fear and all of that, which is sort of manifested in the characters and our protagonist, this 12-year-old boy and all. But, the cod moratorium had such an impact, especially, from Petty Harbour and the other 400 towns, throughout Newfoundland and Labrador. My father was a fisherman, my mother a fish plant worker. My brother Larry, who's here tonight, I believe, he and I, we paid for university by working in the summer on the water. My sister worked at I don't know if you remember the Saltfish Corporation years ago, this regulatory body. And my older brother worked at National Sea Projects on the south side. So overnight, all that went away. And we were just one family of like 30,000 people who were immediately unemployed. So that pivotal moment in our history, I just, like looking back, I thought there would be no better time to set something of that kind of uncertainty and fear, and then put a story in that world on a little island I thought would work.
Wow.
Well, that was such a wild...
Or something.
I remember I walked in after the court cod moratorium, I walked into a restaurant in Port Union, and the owner had made a little diorama, had two mannequins set up. One was in overalls with a officer around his head, and the other was this lady with a handkerchief around her neck, and there was a bottle of Critch and a thing of purely biscuits on a table between them. And there was one word balloon that was cut out of Bristol board, and it said, "The artist is out of her maid." And then the other one said, "What are we going to do now?" And this was in this little fish and chips place. You walked in, and it was kind of like, dingle, dingle, dingle. Oh, this is heavy. And it was, but that's the way, it was such a catastrophic time. People didn't quite know how to express this loss. So it was an incredible time period, an incredible world to set this in. One other question is, on the cover, is that Alan Hawke or is it Buddy from Hudson and Rex? Like, who's going to play it, and can I audition for when this is a mini-series?
This is when Alan and I were writing Public Doyle, and we had some issues. Is Alan here? Yeah. No, it's, I get that asked a lot. I guess I should have really looked at the cover before we released it. That does look like Alan Hawke a lot. Which is nothing wrong with that.
No.
I mean, come on.
I know. That's
What's that?
Yeah, it'll be a good show. We'll work on that. Tell us about your...
So, just all this talk of books and things, like, I really feel like I would love to get Perry to write my autobiography.
Oh!
If you would.
How do you feel about that, Perry? Are you in?
It'd be wonderful. But we just absolutely admire all of your hard work, and
Yes.
finally we're here, as Teresa mentioned, and we can't wait to read it.
Yes, I can't wait. I'm going to get my copy here tonight.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, I've read it,
Yes, you've read
Bring
it.
it.
and it's amazing.
Bring out the preview.
Yeah, I did. But I have to say, I was there for all of this journey, and as a privilege that I got to see it, as it's where it started and where it ended up. It's an incredible piece of work it is, absolutely. And I know how much work went into it. I saw you every day do this. And not only does he write for TV and film, but he also writes music. And this is one of the songs that Perry wrote for the Ennis sisters, and we're now known as the Daughters of Newfoundland, which is pretty cool. That's all Perry. And so we're going to sing that for you now. Ready? We are like the waters flowing through this land, ever changing like the seasons, giving life to where we stand. We're the keepers of the fire, a never-ending flame burning for all in creation and for those yet without a name. And we rise every morning, shine out over the hills. We roar louder than the ocean never will. We're as solid as the rock on which we stand. We're the daughters of Newfoundland. Yeah! Our voices sail along above the windswept land. A summer's gentle breeze, a winter's firm command. To the frozen land above us, where a heartbeat keeps the time. In the spirit of our sister, dancing in the northern sky. And we rise every morning, shine out over the hills. We roar louder than the ocean ever will. We're as solid as the rock on which we stand. We're the daughters of Newfoundland. We're the daughters of Newfoundland. Yeah! Oh, we are fierce, we are bold, commanders of the broken souls, forging on like the ones that came before. Each one holding the power in her hand to turn a mountain into a grain of sand. We are of the earth, though we keep reaching for the sky. In the mid-1960s, the news rang out clear. Pack your bags and your nets, you must get out of here. Take your picks and your shovels, your rakes and your hoes. The government says you must pack up and go. Well, the news it soon spread to the harbors and coves that the young crowd were leaving in hordes and in droves for to go to Toronto to follow their balls, or to go to Placentia to live on the dole.
Here we go, here we go.
And it's out from St. Leonard and out from Toslow. Big steam crossed the bay with their houses in tow, with their beds in the bow and their stoves in the stern, bound away with their sons and their daughters. Now Skipper Jim Pittman, he said he would go while his nets to be mended and hay to be mown. He said he'd never work, no matter the pay, in some hockey stick factory out Stephenville way. Oh, and it's out from St. Leonard and out from Toslow. It's steam across the bay with their houses in tow, with their beds in the bow and their stoves in the stern, bound away with their sons and their daughters. Yeah! Now and all politicians, they cursed and they swore they rather would fight off in some distant war. For when they cease to ramble and they cease to roam, they'd like to return to a place they call home. And it's out from St. Leonard and out from Toslow. They steam across the bay with their houses in tow, with their beds in the bow and their stoves in the stern, bound away with their sons and their daughters.
Doyle gets the clothes for the Ennis.
Yeah, I mean, that's a privilege. That's a privilege right there.
Write that on your resume, Alex.
Give it up for Alan Doyle.
Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, how's it going?
I don't even recognize you with those shoes on.
Well,
Where's your boots? Who's that?
first of all, give a round of applause for the Ennis sisters. You're awesome. What a pleasure to be here celebrating the finest of Petty Harbour, Perry Chafe, I must say. Just for context, Perry and I met when we were 3. Yeah, and he started whispering jokes. Like Mark was saying, he's always been the joke teller, but never as public as the rest of us. And he started feeding me excellent lines, like in, I think, 1974 in kindergarten. And would always, point out, if the kindergarten teacher had a particularly good dress or not on the day, and it was always just, I always loved it. It was great. And we started then our team of Petty Harbour people, just explaining to the people around the world that we are indeed from the greatest town on planet Earth, and finally, it's come. Perry started writing, getting on television, and but even before that, myself and Perry, we went to we lived together in a house called the Chateau de Suez. My sister Kim is here. Every time I say the word, she goes, "Oh my God." There was 5 or 6 of us living in a 3-bedroom house up in Rabbit Town while we were in university. It was awesome. And we cleaned up one February. Remember that? It was amazing. And we did all that. And then Perry started working in film and television and started writing all these great television shows and doing all that. And I started to feel like that there might be 2 slots on the Welcome to Petty Harbour Home of sign. And this I feel a little bit odd here today. I mean, I'm deeply uncomfortable at something about Petty Harbour that's not exclusively about me.
It's all right.
Thank God my name is above his on his own book. No, I'm serious. I remember having a few beers, a while back now anyway, and I went to my sister Kim, who's here and tonight now, and thank God there's one sensible Doyle from Petty Harbour, and I remember after being wherever we were that night, and we hadn't seen each other in a few months or something. We were all gone different places, and I remember going back to our house or something. Kim was there, and I said, yeah, Perry was downtown, and I was like. I said, how's Perry doing? I said, I really think, this is before the book, I said, I really think this is Perry's finest accomplishment. And she said, what's going on? I was like, I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure Perry's going out with the Ennis sisters. Game, set, match. This is one of Perry's favorite songs. I happen to know this for a fact. And I happen to know it's one of Mark's favorite songs. Where it's wave over wave, sea over bow, I'm as happy a man as the sea will allow. There's no other life for a sailor like me, but to sail the salt sea, boys, sail the sea. There's no other life but to sail the salt sea. Well, my name's Abel Rogers, a chairman of mine, on a 3-masted schooner from Twillingate Isle. I've been the world over, north, south, east, and west, but the middle of nowhere is where I likes it best. Where it's wave over wave, sea over bow, I'm as happy a man as the sea will allow. There's no other life for a sailor like me, but to sail the salt sea, boys, sail the sea. There's no other life to sail the salt sea. But I leave my wife lonely 10 months of the year, for she built me a home and raised my children dear. She'd never come out to bid farewell to me, or ken why a sailor must sail the salt sea, where it's wave over wave, sea over bow. I'm as happy a man as the sea will allow. There's no other life for a sailor like me, but to sail the salt sea, boys, sail the sea. There's no other life but to sail the salt sea. Well, the work, it is hard, and the hours are long, but my spirit is willing, my back is strong. And when the work's over, the whiskey will pour, we'll dance with the girls upon some foreign shore, where it's wave over wave, sea over bow. I'm as happy a man as the sea will allow. There's no other life for a sailor like me, but to sail the salt sea, boys, sail the sea. There's no other life but to sail the salt sea. Well, I've sailed the world over for decades or more, and oft times I wonder what I do it for. I don't know the answer, it's pleasure and pain, but with life to live over, I'd do it again. Everybody come on. Where it's wave over wave,
Sea over bow,
beautiful.
as happy a man as the sea will allow.
There's no other life
For a sailor like me, but to sail the salt sea, boys, sail the sea.
This corner over here is doing particularly well. Jesus, where it's moving over Miss Brother over about, I was happy man. And Duke, you know, on Thursday night, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, people say, how's your buddy Perry doing? Why he's pointing it out to me. There's no other way. Phil, I was walking around in the lobby, you know, the glass parts, the atriums, I suppose you call it. Yeah, that writes books too, Jesus Christ. As Mark pointed out, I suspect I lent on my editors a lot heavier than Perry had to. Can't get big words like atrium. I was just, you know, I was sort of moved by what a beautiful building this is, you know, and how lucky we are to have it in Newfoundland.Out. It's just fantastic. And the only other building I think I've ever been in the world that even compares to this one is in Wellington, New Zealand. And it's the only one that's anywhere near as cool as this building, trust me. And I send everybody here, and I always tell them the same thing. I say, you should go to the rooms. You know, it's cool to go there on a nice day and look out the window, and it's even cooler when the weather is shitty. And it is. And I know some people are visiting Newfoundland for the first time.
Thank you.
Checking the gang, and it's cool, right?
It's
This
awesome.
building.
So
When did you
awesome.
guys get
Thank
in?
you. This morning.
Anyway, how are we doing so far?
Oh my
Welcome,
gosh.
right?
So awesome. Thank
Are we,
you.
are we
Thank
welcoming
you.
you enough anyway?
What's it gonna say? Happy birthday to all these May birthdays in here, right? A lot of May
I hope
birthdays.
when you came from the mainland, you brought a few, what do you call it, jobs. We're short of you since the moratorium period. Anyway, I was moved by the view of the place, and I know myself and Perry and the gals and Mark and all of us spent lots of time hugging up against the wall at the Rose or the ship, trying desperately not to get caught talking. While Ron sang this one. Oh, the harbor lights are gleaming, and the evening's still dark, and the seagulls are all dreaming seagull dreams on Amherst Rock, and the mist is dose of salts. And they're parking their cars, and they're packing the bars, and they're dancing the St. John's waltz. Now my heart is on the highway, oh, but still I'm bound for sea. And all the planes fill the skyway, and all the trains roll swift and free, and leave the leeward free to wander, leave the restless free to roam. If it's rocks in the bay, if it's old cliche, then you'll find your way back home. So don't question or inquire what's been gained or what's been lost. In a world of romance, don't miss out on the chance to be dancing the St. John's Waltz. In a world of romance, don't miss out on the chance. Maureen showed me that one too. To be dancing the St. John's Waltz. The only thing you can do to try to be as good as the Ennis sisters is get the Ennis sisters to come sing one night. Let's just share this with you. You guys do the middle verse.
Me and Karen can share mine too.
Oh no, you guys, should me and Maureen will stay here in the middle or something? I gotta tune my guitar up now that I'm playing with Maureen. We've worked together a lot on records, and I've had the distinct, well, let's say pleasure, of being with the girls when they're not on stage.
What do you think?
It's really, really, really something. It's really, yeah, it's wonderful.
It's different.
It's different, yeah. It's different altogether. And I always say that, like, when we're out here, you know, the Ennis part really comes out, you know, and it's beautiful and lovely. And when we're in a room together and they're working on a record, the sisters part really comes out.
I don't know what you mean.
My favorite one is just randomly, and like, because they're always doing this impossibly hard stuff, you know, that they think is, you know, just comes natural to them because of who they are. And one of them was, or two of them, sometimes I was like, my favorite one was just like, I remember Maureen was trying to do something impossibly hard or something on guitar. And one of the gals, I won't say who, remember she just after, like, just one take and she got like one note wrong, like, God, Maureen. Then, for 2 years doing other records, it's just God. A couple of times backstage to stand up and go, guys, this is hard. Let's let people shag this up. Anyway, much love and congrats to Perry tonight. It's fantastic. Thanks for having me. Perry, Harbour Once. One, and a two, and a 1, 2, F, I suppose. Surround me, oh, you know, yeah, it's almost late at night. At the end of the day, you just got to say it's alright. Go, Karen. Go, Karen, go. It all got very chords. I wanted one of them so badly to go, God, Karen. We miss you in your whole life. There's always some sorrow. It's a double-edged knife, but there's always tomorrow. Just keep the faith and your ship will come in. Stand so big. All together, come on, clap your hands, clap your hands. And I say, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all those days out night. At the end of the day, you just got to say it's okay. It's just an ordinary day, and it's all those days out night. At the end of the day, you just got to say it's alright. I've got a smile.